Well, hello and welcome again to part 4 of Evil's Halloween stream. I'm sorry it's so incredibly late this evening. I got sucked into a mythic raid with my guild because they were having problems getting people in.
We are the true
I can't say I was super wonderful at it because my gear's not all that great and I haven't done the fights ever before.
Go.
But I do have to say, I was rather pleased that I got both the cloak and the ranged weapon from the first boss. So big thanks out to the people who probably were after those but passed them on to me. That was super cool. I've now got a mythic gun and mythic cloak, which is lovely. Right, let's head over to Sweet to the quest area and get our 4th garrison decoration together. I did mention in the last stream, stroke recording, about doing the Headless Horseman event on your own and how difficult it was. I went around after I had done the recording and tested out the other villages that you can do it in, which is Kranos near Ironforge and As You Watch near the Exodar. Now, it's quite interesting. The Kranos one is definitely too difficult to do. There's too many fires to put out and you won't be able to do it on your own or with a low number of people. What was interesting was that the Exodar one is extremely doable solo. There's only a single building that catches fire and it only ever has 4 fires on it. So if you're on a really quiet server and you're Alliance, or you've got a high faction imbalance and there aren't many people to do that event, or you play at a strange time, head over to the Azure Watch near the Exodar and you will be able to complete the Headless Horseman event really easily on your own. That's a little tip that I can give you. You can only do the event once per character per day, which is to be expected, but it did kind of look like you might be able to do it multiple times. Okay, well, it's still quite busy here on Silver Moon, even though it's pretty late at night. Maybe doing something on my internet connection. And I should turn the ground along.
Not ready yet.
Didn't need to press that button.
That's still recharging.
So at least hope I can make some use of the stampede whilst it's up. Pets are taking care of those guys pretty well. Stampede, it's a lovely spell, quite fun to use as well.
I need to get closer.
I need to get my objectives up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, more squashlings please, faster. Crewmen as well. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little bit tired now, as raiding Mythic is, I wouldn't say it's stressful, but it takes quite a lot of concentration. So I'm feeling a tiny bit out at the moment. So please excuse me if I'm not my usual garrulous self. Oh, one more pumpkin, and there he is over there.
It is too far away.
You will not heal yourself. 3 more, you 3 will do. Ooh, I'm a bit short on fertiliser. Darn, I should have been keeping an eye on that. That means I'm going to have to kill a load of seamen as well at the same time. Just run around and tag a whole bunch of it. Oh no, Mr. Warlock's going to get it. I'm not going to be a ninja. I'm far too well behaved for that. I guess this is an effect of the dynamic spawn system. People aren't killing stuff fast enough for it to respawn quickly. Come on, I'm here. Ah, there we go.
Target something first.
I want to buy more fertiliser.
I'm out of range.
Okay, that's all the fertiliser's done. Let's go and get the captain. Yeah, so Mythic, we do heroic in our on our social raid days on Monday nights, and I was surprised Mythic wasn't quite as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's not easy, obviously, and a lot of the stuff that you can pretty much ignore on LFR and ignore on normal is an absolute certain killer. Some stuff is really a lot nastier. On the Iron Reaver, for instance, Barrage is just an absolute wipe if you're in the wrong place, and he spits out his artillery a lot faster, so you tend to find you're busy dodging the tank's artillery shells and trying to dodge barrage at the same time. I'll use my garrison Hearthstone, it's not on CD. So I don't have to force you to watch me flying back across Shadow Moon Valley, which ain't the most interesting thing in the world. So yeah, I thought Mythic was going to be a bit harder, to be honest with you. Back up until, when was it? Ice Crown I was doing full raiding, and in a lot of ways that felt a lot harder. Not because there are more mechanics, generally the fights do seem to be a lot more complicated these days, just because the tolerances for mistakes were a lot smaller. They were much more simplistic mechanics, but things like the AoEs were tuned to hit just hard enough to kill off your raid if they weren't out-healed enough
Time is money, friend.
such like.
Have a good one. Keep it real.
And the other reason I have to say, and this might be interesting to some people who've had a particular problem with WoW, I found out that putting Windows onto power saving mode completely screwed up my camera. It was just like whizzing about like crazy. And this seems to be a problem a lot of people have had on the WoW forums I've seen. And there's been no fix for it really. And I can imagine it would be very hard for WoW, the Blizzard developers to track it down, but it does seem to be you cannot play WoW, certainly on an i7 and with a, what is it, X9 290 card with a power saving mode set. You'd think that the CPU and the graphics card would be cranked up enough to run it, but WoW is so sort of undemanding on modern PCs that it basically wouldn't pull my CPU up to a decent processing rate, and that completely screwed up my frame rate, and it made my mouse go crazy. When you're trying to spin the camera, it would literally just flip your character from side to side. Anyway, I have got 2 decorations left, the Witch's Brew and the Seer's Information. I'm not quite sure which one to go for. I think I'm going to go for the seer's invitation. I don't know what that is, but it could be quite interesting. See what that does.
If you
There
ever
we go.
need
Let's
anything,
activate it when I can find it. Let's use the search function. Okay, so we just clicked that. What's happened? What has happened? Oh, I seem to have some ghastly guests. Intriguing. I wonder if that gives me some kind of quests or something like that. Or things that I can pick up. I can't see any new NPCs. Mind you, they could be just about anywhere if there is one. Maybe I have to check on Wowhead and fill you in tomorrow on what exactly that achieved, apart from giving me ghosts. Most of the decorations seem to give you some extra little bonus for you to do. Ah, there it is. Spirit Seer Ikai. I can talk to him. And that's about it. Oh well. But that certainly adds a certain degree of spookiness. A lot more than most of the other decorations, I have to say. That was immediately noticeable. Let's go and crack on over to the spider. I know I don't really have to kill her, but she's there. And there might be something else interesting that she drops. The thing was, I didn't check whether the toy was account bound or soul bound when I killed her the second time and got the special toy. And what I'm hoping is it will drop again. It's something I might be able to sell on the auction house. Got to be a bit careful fighting over here. The tanking dummy will pretty much kill anyone who isn't a tank, understandably. Let's up the DPS a bit. And one of my play friends, Portlay, managed to get herself killed by standing in the wrong place while she was fighting this guy.
Not ready yet.
As we can see, my pet's decided it wants to have a go with the training dummy. Yeah, just get the regular sack of spiders this time. Oh well, never mind. So now I'm going to quickly pop over to Stormwind and work on my... I'm in combat still. Feign Death? That way, yes. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly head over to Stormwind and do the older quests that are available, just to get some more tricky treats. I'm still a bit of a ways off getting all the tricky treats I need for the second costume, but I'm pretty sure I can do it if I just make sure that I do the dailies every day. A bit of loading lag there. Hopefully it should disappear, yeah. Take me to Stormwind. So yeah, tomorrow will be my last Halloween special. I quite enjoy doing the WoW stuff. I'm a big fan of WoW. I've played it pretty much the entire time that the game's been out. I played in the US Family and Friends beta. I played in Silvermoon US when it came out there first. And finally I moved over to Silvermoon when it was released in Europe a little bit later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think up some other things that people might like to see. I was going to do some pet stuff. I've got a little rogue. I'm not a big fan of playing rogue. I'm not a big fan of playing melee characters in the first place. But the whole sort of having to get behind your target all the time and be in melee range is really not my cup of tea.
Have a good
So
one.
I'm leveling her up mainly by doing pet battles,
See you
which
around.
I know I stated I wasn't particularly good at, but I've done quite a few. I've still got quite a few achievements to do and things like that. It's this character over here. Let's head up
King's
to
honor,
Undercity.
friend. Be careful.
So I thought that might be interesting for people. I'll give some strats that I've researched. Quite a lot of people want you to use pets that are not difficult to obtain but might be like tricky. So I tend to go around using just pets that I can tame normally or are very easy to get hold of.
That ability
So
isn't
that might
ready
help
yet.
people who haven't got things like the Pandarian
I
Water
can't do
Spirit,
that
which seems to be very popular as for defeating a lot of the pet tamers and pet masters. It can be done with other things, My favourite crew really is a whole
Not
bunch
ready
of
yet.
the little whelplings that you can collect, the emerald whelpling, azure whelpling and the crimson whelpling. Now they're pretty hard to get, the drop rate isn't brilliant on those, but there's some other ones that I use quite frequently, like I like to use a 3 frog crew, because you can basically permanently keep your opponents frogged with that, and
That
even if you
ability
don't manage
isn't
to turn
ready
them
yet.
into frogs by kissing them to death, you can quite often stack up the attack so that it's doing some pretty huge damage
I
by the
can't
end.
do that yet.
Also, there's the Alpine Foxling, which is great for replacing a lot of the strats want you to have Chromius, who's got
Not
this
ready
rather
yet.
neat attack called Howl, but you can get that on other pets as well.
That ability isn't ready yet.
So I will try and stick to using really easy to obtain pets who are available in the world normally, rather than stuff that's to do with seasonal bits and pieces. I'll also show you some good places that you can do your pet leveling, which is quite easy, and techniques
I
for
can't do that
leveling
yet.
up individual pets really fast.
That
So
ability
hopefully people
isn't
will like
ready
that
yet.
kind of thing. I'm also going to try a bit harder to get my Monday night raids
Not
streamed.
ready yet.
They are a bit of a problem because the starts are a bit inconsistent because they're only social. We don't require people mandatorily to turn up. So quite often the raids start quite a lot later and at inconsistent times.
That ability isn't ready yet.
Usually they're quite fun because people come and play drunk and stuff like that because they are social. So hopefully you'll find that enjoyable. Back to good old Stormwind. I have to say, when I first came here, when I first started playing the game, coming through these gateways and hearing the music, it put the hairs up on the back of my neck.
The fire
Need
burns! You strive in vain!
Safe
as
travels.
fate's wheel turns!
I'll quickly whiz down and see if I can get in on the horseman thing before I go cleaning up Stormwind, since there are probably still some people around, and the later I leave it, the harder it's going to be for me to complete. I just hope we've already got some people down here doing it. Can't see any flames. There's some. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's give it a spin.
See you later.
Let's put the pack on to make it a bit easier. There's a lot of flames. I'm not holding much faith that this is going to get done. We've only got, I can see a dwarf doing it. We've got the guard who usually likes doing it. A couple of people turning up on mounts. Just put that on the end and make sure there's none burning down inside. Oh, this looks bad. Couple with one bucket. Oh, and there's a shaman as well doing it. Looks like Mr. Corrupted Fellhawk is not going to help out, which is a bit of a shame. Guess people are just lazy like that, want everyone else to do it for them. Oh no, he's woken up at last. I guess he's identified that there aren't really enough people doing it to get this complete.
The town still burns. A cleansing fire! Time is short! I'll soon retire!
I do hope I didn't just completely waste that bucket. Come on guys, we can do it. So if you throw it between the fires, quite often you can actually put out two at once, so you don't have to land a direct hit. Some of them are a bit too spread out like those two. there, you can get like 3 or 4 from that little corner of the building now if you throw it just right. And go around the end here. I don't know if anyone's had a look at the back of the blacksmiths. Yeah, that's pretty smoky. Oh, I think I kind of missed that a little bit. I hope we can do this.
Fire consumes. You've
Last
tried and
fate.
failed.
No.
Let there be no doubt. Justice prevailed.
Ugh. Ah, well that sucks. Goldshire burns. Okay, well I'm not going to put you through that again. I will go and do the Exodar one on my own. Off screen. That kind of sucks. Well, at least we can go and clean up Stormwind successfully. I'll put the music on for an epic entrance. Or not, as the case may be. See, someone's just finished the Taragosa quest. Got their lovely staff. Ooh, don't want to land on top of the stinky nuss.
I need to get closer.
At least this time there's plenty to clean up. Let's fly over to the ones on this side. I do have to say, some of the music in WoW is absolutely wonderful. I really do enjoy it. It's actually possible to extract it out of the game files and listen to it as MP3s if you know what you're doing.
It is too far away.
Might even be add-ons that allow you to listen to it in-game and select the ones that you want to hear. Some of it isn't wonderful. I think my favourite stuff is the old Ashen Veil music. Unfortunately they changed it in Cataclysm for some other stuff which isn't quite as nice. But I'm not a big classical musical fan, but most of the game is classical. And it's absolutely astounding.
Hello. Have a good one.
A lot of loading lag around here, I guess. Now one of these I
Get
don't
gabbing or
want to
get
take.
going.
Don't want that one, do want this one.
What's your story? Keep your chin up, eh?
All that requires me to do is click on
too
this
far
file,
away.
which is lovely.
Ain't you a chipper looking one?
Okie doke, so that's my Halloween Dale is done for today, apart from that one that I'm going to go over to in the Exodar. Would you like to see that? How long have I been streaming? We can go and do the Exodar one. I just got to work out a way to get there quickly. Now, Hearthstone to the Shrine of Seven Stars, and then use the portal to Exodar, and then fly over to answer your watch. You can see just how laughably easy the other one is compared to Goldshire and Kranos. Kranos has got the same problem as Stormwind basically, even though you've got a guard helping you out. There's 2 buildings that get very set on fire. Hang on, I'll just wait for everything to finish loading. There we go. Alright, now which one of these is this one over here? It's not like I've ever go to Exodar very much. It's probably like about the 10th time in as many years that I've actually willingly gone to Exodar. There is a wee bit of a problem that you can't actually fly anywhere around here. It's all set to just ground mount, so even though I'm on a flying mount, as you can see, all I can do is jump. I'm going to go and use the Flight Master to get over to Azure Watch.
May the light embrace you. Dionys Akar.
And we can enjoy the Azure Isle scenery as we fly over. And it is quite nice, but yeah, the problem with the flying, and of course it's only a low level zone, and it's really disconnected from anywhere else in the game, does sort of put the mockers on it a bit. That's the crashed spaceship of the Exile. I'm kind of surprised that the Draenei are celebrating Hallows End, but there we go. Right, there you go. As you can see, it's just one building that's on fire, so hopefully, and it looks like one person's doing it, we should have a good chance of completing this with luck.
I can't carry any more of those.
And I'm sure he'll be pleased to have the help.
The sky is dark. The fire burns. You strive in vain as fate's wheel turns.
Now we've almost got them out if we can just keep them going.
'Tis you I spurn. Now feel the burn!
Wow, I've never had that happen before. That was a bit mean. I'm conflagged by him. Maybe it's because I'm high level. Maybe they don't like how a level's doing it. One at the back there. Nicey, nicey. Yeah, I think we've got this in the bag. You will not set our town on fire, Headless Horseman, not tonight.
My flames have died.
Yay!
Yet not a spark.
Excellently done
I
it.
shall send you myself.
Wait for him
to
to
the
come down.
lightless dark.
Pop him off. Shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. Oh, where is he?
I can't attack that target. I cannot attack that. It's still recharging.
His head comes off. Good stuff.
How are you? Safe travels. You need something? See you around.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of some stuff before I open that. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to open it. That's better. Right, as you can see, yes, I've already got some pet charms there from doing pet battles. Oh, a load of stuff. What did we get? We got we got a magic broom. Sweet. Now these are little mounts that only last for the holiday. But they're really cool if you do PvP because they don't have any cast time on them. So if I just click this, I'm I'm not instantly on a mount because I was on one already. But there you go. So if you're doing things like Warsong, that is really handy. It is a shame that they only last for Halloween, but I can quite understand why they really are too good in PvP almost, but as long as everyone's got them, they're reasonably easy to get. You can buy them for 150 tricky treats, but I didn't really think that spending all those tricky treats on a broom was a very cost-effective use of your tricky treats. So my friends, that is it for the 4th day of Halloween. I will try and get the next one done a lot earlier, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Ark stuff as well, hopefully on my stream. Did have a bit of a problem last couple of days. The admin for my Ark server has been away, so we've not had an update and no one's been able to play on it for 2 days, so I've been a bit stuck not being able to do the Ark stuff. But hopefully tomorrow we'll be having a look at things like mammal breeding, the drum set, the war map, and all the other good stuff that's just been added. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow. As usual with all YouTube things, please like and subscribe it. It really helps us get our accounts improved. YouTube won't allow you to do certain things with your account until you've got a certain number of subscriptions, so it always helps a YouTuber if you subscribe to their stuff, even if you don't intend coming back again. But I really hope I see you for tomorrow, day 5, got that correct today, and we will get the last decoration for the garrison. Bye bye!
Goodbye.